So for step 18, attaching the front dampers, we're obviously going to finish building each one and then attach it to the front, but we're also going to attach the steering linkage. Now, as much as it says that, I am not going to be doing that. And reason being, and I've said this in other videos for other kits, is that if we go over to step 21, this is where they're taking you through the alignment after you've got the servo on. And as I've said before, I don't like snapping on these ball connectors when in fact at a later step they're going to take you through alignment. So I'm not going to do this at this stage. We're going to wait until step 21 for that. Now, one other thing of note here. So I've pulled together the hardware that we need. We've got our springs, etc. But just note that the front springs are different to the rear springs. So if you put this on here, you can see that it's pretty much a perfect fit. But if you take it down to step 19 and put it on, it's short. And I thought, well, maybe it's just a diagram thing. But no, if you grab the rear spring and put this on, they are longer. And that's a perfect fit. So if I put these side by side, you're going to see that there is a slight difference. One is longer. So just note that when you're pulling these together, the springs are going to be slightly different. Just make sure you grab the right one. Anyway, I think I've got everything else that's needed for this step. So I'll set it up and let's build the front shocks and get them on the chassis. So if we build one of them, you'll see that they're showing that you want to position the O-ring at the end. And at first I wondered, well, why? Because once this goes up and down, it's going to slide down to the bottom anyway. But what you realize is when you're building the shock, so if we put this together, we need to be able to slide this piece over top. And that part there is for the bottom, so that it actually is sliding over top and sitting over top of this piece. So now, even though the O-ring has dropped again, it doesn't matter because that's where it should be, but it gave you enough room to put that insert piece in for the other part of the spring. So that feels pretty good. So we'll do the same thing with the other one. Pull that up, put our spring on, pull the spring up, and again, turn it that way so that it's sitting like that. And then there we go. And it's on now. So that they feel pretty good actually. Nice and smooth. So now the shocks are built. So now it's just a matter of getting it onto the chassis. Now if we work on this side first, you can see that they want you to snap on the bottom one, and then we have our the step screw that's got to go through, and then through the washer, and then into the suspension arm. So if we grab our shock here, they're showing you need to use your pliers. So I'll get that on there. And grab the pliers. And there we go. So there is one on. And now we'll grab our step screw and a washer. And we'll put the step screw through. Grab our washer that has to go on the other side. And then it's showing that it needs to go into the outer hole, which is there. So we're going to stick that into that hole right there. And now we can screw this in. And again, that's the softer plastic, so let's just make sure, yep. I'll just tighten it up a little bit here. Yep. So there we go. There is one of our shocks in place. So I'll set this up and we'll do the other side. So same again. Let's get that onto there. Grab our pliers. Maybe I'll do it this way. It might be easier. There we go. And grab our step screw, our washer, and then we're going to get that into that hole. There it is. Grab our screwdriver. Okay, let's get that through there. Washer through there. Get that into the hole there. And screwdriver. There we go. And there we go. So there is our front dampers in place, and this really feels smooth. So this is great. Love it. And it's just super smooth. Fantastic. So that is step 18, as the fronts are now on. So we're going to move on to now step 19 and attach the rear dampers.